Okay, hello, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, April the 14th, 2020. Today's going to be a pretty easy day, I think. So if you just work with me, we'll get through this pretty quickly, okay? So our target is I can identify words or sounds that you know within other words so that I can decode words on my own, right? Sometimes we get big, long words and we kind of freak out like, oh my gosh, it's a huge word. I don't know what it is. And if we just stop and think about it, we have some strategies that we can already use to decode that word. And I'm going to show you one way to do that, okay? So I have four words up here. Some of them you might know, some of them you might not know, okay? And that's okay because we're going to decode them together, okay? So I look at the first one and I think to myself, is there anything that I already know about this word? I look at this word. Is there anything when I look at it that I can already see? What do you see? Okay. I might say that I know this word. I know that word is and. That's right, and. So it's going to have and at the end. And even if I added this to it, I know that that's sand. Right? I've noticed this is a digraph, digraph, right? Like thumb. And I know what this sound said. Mrs. Evie draws a Band-Aid to remind me about this, her Band-Aid. That says owl. Right? And so I can break that up. Owl, and that's sand. Owl, sand. Owlsand. Owlsand. Thousand. 1,000. That's a big number, right? I wish I had $1,000. Even if I didn't know this end, I know that this is and this is sand. Sand. O sand? Owls. Thousand. That's what it's going to be. So I found what I needed in these words. It's a big word by itself, but when I break it up into pieces, it becomes an easier word to sound out, right? If I look at the next one, what do I see? Well, I know that that is or, right? Oh, and I've seen this a lot. If I add this with it, or, for, and then this can say yeah, or if it's at the end of a word, sometimes it can say e. Fort, yeah, forte. Does that make sense? Forte? No. What about e? Fort e. Forty. Fort. 40. Mrs. Eby is 40 years old. I counted 40 jelly beans in my Easter basket. 40. See how I broke that apart? Fort E. You could even put that together and make it fort. Fort E. 40. Okay. What do I see here? Well, we talked about this last week. AI. That's a vowel team. It says A, right? And I've seen this before. This is a prefix at the beginning of a word. So this is a long E. That's re. Re, p, a, er. Re, p, er. What do you think? Re, p, er. Re, p, er. Repair. Repair. Yeah, to fix something, you're going to repair it. Right. Very good. Look at this word. What do I see? I see an ending. Right? Ing. That's added to that root word. What else do you see? You know that this sound is a digraph. which makes ch. And we've talked about this. It's the beginning R blend. Cur. Let's see if we have enough to figure this out. Cur, un, ch, ing. Cur, un, ch, ing. Cur, un, ch, ing. Cur, un, ch, ing. What do you think? Crunching. When you crunch on something, or you're crunching something down, yeah. My son, he's crunching on his cereal right now. I can hear him going, right? Okay. So we've looked at words within words, okay? Or sounds within words that we already know, okay? And we've broken them apart to get new words. Okay? So that's how we are going to sound out new words on our own. Does that make sense? Okay. So our target today was I can identify words or sounds within words so that I can decode words on my own. Okay? Here's your assignment for you. I want you to practice doing this. Okay? I want you to tell me the book that you read, or if you have just a paragraph to read for your teachers, tell me what that paragraph was called. Okay? Or tell me Mrs. Craddock assigned this and I used words within words when I read this. Or Mrs. Seth assigned this short story and I read it and I used the strategy. Okay? So I want you to use the strategy when you're reading today. When you have those big words that you can't decode on your own, you break it apart. Okay? And I just want you to send me the name of the book or the name of the title of something that you read today that you used the strategy with. Does that make sense? So the title of the book that you're reading or the title of something that you read today, okay, that you use the strategy with. Or if it doesn't have a title, you can just say, the science paper Mrs. Craddock sent me today, I used the strategy. Does that make sense? I want you to start using that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?